It's like farting in the wind, isn't it? Worse than that, it's like farting in a storm. I hope you're all well. I've just got a couple of things I've got to get off my chest. I wasn't going to do this really, but I'll try and bring my iPod with me just in case. Now, I'm not sure about other countries, I'm sure it's pretty similar. But at the bus stops, ones with the awnings over the top and stuff, sometimes they have a big poster stuck up on the end advertising something. I've just seen a digital one asking people to save the high street. Do you understand the small irony in that? The small contradiction? Once upon a time, all those bus stops would have been, you'd have had to employ someone to go and put a poster up, you know. And now someone in the office just pushes a button, you know. I said it once before. I went to McDonald's, I don't know, sometime earlier this year or late last year, and there was the manager was there, showing people how to use the new touchscreens. And I just wanted to say to the poor chap with a big smile on his face, you know, you're doing yourself out of a job and they are forcing you to do it with a smile on your face. There used to be a couple of different road sweepers in Orpington High Street, and you know, I used to know them reasonably well, say hello and stuff like that, because I worked in the high street in many different places. And they're gone now. Now it's just, you know, one bloke in a machine comes around a couple of times a month, whereas it used to be like every day there was a cleaner out there. The post office has closed down, the shop part, and moved into the WH Smith store. So I mean, it's just another part of it, downsizing it all. Too many people are using Amazon and stuff, you know. Using Amazon while they sit there and say, you know, save the high street. Driving around their big 4x4s while saying, save the planet. Business as usual. Oh dear. All things have been put on the table so that we can be distracted while construction is being completed. You can't, you've never been able to force people out of their homes so that you can build them better homes. But this is my family home, I've been here forever. You know, my granddad built this house on my great-great-great-grandfather's ashes. You know. It was Terrarium Firma reminded me of it, you know. They couldn't make people move to Australia. They couldn't pay people to do it. So they just fucking rounded people up and sent them over there. People wouldn't accept that if you went to places in Africa and the Middle East. People wouldn't accept it if you went there and rounded people up and forced them out so that they could build new, better homes. So instead they blow it up around them, tell them there's a war going on, frighten the fucking life out of them so they go run into other places. And then when they've rebuilt, people will go back. I know it seems like there's a death worshippers running it all. I know it seems like that. Maybe there are a group of death worshippers up at the top of the pyramid near rats. Maybe. But to my mind, those death worshippers are on at the very least an even par with the merchants, the corporations, the businesses. Business as usual, death as usual. If you're going to get into any sort of business, them two are guaranteed. Business will happen, people will die. You understand? I feel we need to do something similar with each and every idea, and gosh, it might take a while, and yet there's a lot of people in lots of different areas, and it might go quicker than expected. Of each and every subject, topic, thing you wish to discuss, all ideas need to be put on the table, all of them, anything you can think of, and then systematically knocked off the list. I feel we should go back and repeat many experiments, do them at home. There are problems with this, but as many as we can, we should duplicate them and analyse each and every part of it. Why not? As we do so, we'll create new controversies and dramas about who thinks they're right and who thinks they're wrong. While we'll do that, business as usual, and we'll continue to make roads, hospitals, airports, shopping centres, and perhaps this way of life with the sirens in the background is a warning for the rest of the world once completion is finalised. So people talk about, oh, we're all fully brainwashed, but this is actually 1984. Well, instead of brainwashing people into loving film stars and sports stars, they could have brainwashed us into loving blood sports again, but that didn't happen. It's not happened yet, has it? But of course, this is as bad as it can get. People were adamant about things like S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, so where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by my insufficient battery? S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, S.H.I.E.L.D. For my money. S.H.I.E.L.D. are not there to sow discord nor disinformation. We do that to each other quite nicely. The initial information is put out. We are watched and observed as we play around with it, and then the S.H.I.E.L.D. take advantage of the situation. You understand? That's what I think. We are yes, manipulated to go in certain ways, think about certain things. For example, some of the things family members talk to me about are the lady arrested for finding £20 on the floor. Go and search it, £20 note on the floor, lady arrested. Last year it was the rapes in Cologne, was it? In Germany or somewhere. They talk to me about mainstream stuff only. They have mainstream opinions on football, drink, drugs, television, and it's as boring as arseholes for me. And these are the people that are willingly doing themselves out of jobs. People cannot see it. People do not want to see it, nor talk about it. But you know, something's going down. We can all, well, some of us can see it, if not what it is. I've come to realise something, and it's going to be a mammoth effort to fight back, push back. Still recording, but it's this. The information has been scattered, purposefully, probably, and everybody in all walks of life has a small piece of the puzzle. And the only way to see the full picture is for all of us to come together, share our ideas and find that picture. And I'm talking about everyone from people who teach exercises and in classrooms, to plumbers and decorators, to the rich and noble, to the poorest man, the beggar. Everybody has a small piece of the puzzle. We need to put it all together. Oh gosh, frightens me a little bit saying this, because this is that path we're being led down. The new world order, same as the old. But perhaps there is a small chance of doing it different this time. Haven't we had enough of Alexander's, Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Hitler and Stalin? Haven't we had enough of these fucking big heads trying to take over the world? And through strength of arms? Where are the celebrated minds of history? And don't give me the names of Pythagoras and Aristotle and all these things. That's not what I mean. More people have heard of Attila the Hun than have heard of Eratosthenes, whether he's real or not. Whether either of them were real or not, more people have heard of the butcher than have heard of the baker. That's the way it goes. But we have a small chance to change that. Not while we're all so divided. Now, I was trying to allude to it while Dale was on my little hangout the other week. Dale has his piece of the puzzle. For him it's bright and clear. He knows exactly where it fits into the picture. And I'm not saying whether he knows or can see the whole picture. I'm pretty sure he can't. I don't think anybody can. Not that any of us know of. Some people have got a piece of the puzzle and they're holding on to it tight, they're not sharing. Some people have taken a hold of their piece of their puzzle and they've played with it and walked with it and bent it and twisted it, and we need to fix it. But perhaps that's the next great achievement for mankind. Once upon a time, as now, it was building things. Once upon a time, as now, it was conquering things. Perhaps once upon a time, it was all done by thinking. Perhaps with a bit of thought, forethought, hindsight, a bit of thinking, we can change things. For myself, and for a few others, The only way to solve what's going on is for people to stop and think. I absolutely love the idea and stand behind it 100%, the idea of 4 News and his 100-year truce. Why not? Just give it a go. If it don't work, we can kick each other's asses again afterwards. Yeah. For myself, it wouldn't take 100 years, but I do like the idea of 100 years. But people do need to stop and think, and they are not. It's almost like some are too scared to, some feel they have no time to, some feel they cannot afford to. Damn it, I've said it before. There's not many things that connect us across this world, but dying is one of them. We all become just sacks of flesh and bones when we die. It's the only thing that connects us all. It's the only thing we can all should be able to talk about freely. And yet everybody's just become so scared of it. My battery's going to die, and I don't know if it'll catch everything I want to say. As soon as I see that, my mind goes blank. Just this, I should get a new phone or something with better battery. It does sound kumbaya, this all come together stuff. But it is the truth. We all live here, we all die here. Everything else is shades of grey. Much love, peace and luck to you all. What the fudge is that? It's a tooth. My son's got a small project going. I do believe it's schoolwork. He's doing a little poster, and last night my mother-in-law drew him a tooth. Why am I showing you this? There's a chap out there on YouTube, Kev Baker, the Kev Baker Show. I used to listen to it quite a bit. I'm not a big fan anymore, really. I don't listen to it so much, for personal reasons. But, you know, go along and help yourself to listen to quite a few episodes. He does have some interesting guests. But yeah, can you see it? This is actually Disclosure Nation. I suppose it's a mirror, whatever. But this is the Kev Baker Show. And there's a, I forget his name, an Irish chap. He's on there quite often. He talks about megaliths, and today we're talking about ancient carved stone spheres. And yeah, just as I'm about to leave for work, this one's popped up. I just thought it was a bit of a weird coincidence. No? They're just trying to wonder what it is. I've been interested in these things for years. I'd love to be able to go and see what's going on. I wonder if they're timepieces. I know it seems a bit weird, but imagine they was pendulums in wooden frames. I mean, even if they're a couple of 100 years old, the chances of a wooden frame being around is pretty small. But yeah, I think of them as timepieces, the pendulum part. You can quite easily imagine where string can attach to these pieces. Not so easy on some of the others, but still an idea. Could be a tooth, but I don't think so. I think it's a decorative timepiece. Anyway, peace and love.